Hi. In the first, I ask you, this is your first time in Poland?
No, not my first time in Poland. I've been to Poland many, many times before. I've been to Krakow, I've been to Poznan. I love the country. I've came in my previous roles. I used to work for Nike years ago, and I've come to Poland on many, many occasions. Mostly for football, not for MMA.
So for football? Which football?
Soccer.
Yeah, I understand. But which do you remember much?
No, it wasn't for a particular match. What it was for work. Yeah, so working with the Polish Federation when Nike were the main sponsors of the Polish Federation. We're also I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so Luka Modric is one of my heroes who comes from across the border in Croatia. But we always wanted to see, well, could we get a Polish superstar? But I think the Polish guys all went to Arsenal, which are my enemy.
Okay, I understand. I don't like, Arsenal. I like Manchester United, but, this is not time to speak about it. We talk about MMA in Poland. You said that you was in Poznan a few years ago and Krakow. So, do you remember Krakow? And this is the first. This is why we can see the first UFC event in Krakow.
Well, I think the thing that we've tried to do with coming to Poland is, number one, we want to give all the fans the greatest opportunity to see the greatest MMA event in the world, which is the UFC. I'm working with the arena here, and I was at the arena last night. I mean, what a fantastic arena. It will hold 15,500 to 16,000 people. It's built for a UFC event. It's got this super bowl around the arena and the way that it's shaped. The acoustics in the arena, the noise on the night, and from what I hear from about the MMA fans, they will make some noise on the night. So hopefully they blow the roof off, and that's what we want to do. And we want to create a place that as many fans from all around the country get the opportunity to see the UFC in Poland. This is the first time we're here, so make sure that they come along and they're able to say, I was at the first ever event for the UFC in Poland.
Okay, you said about fans. I remember your event in Ireland, and it was crazy. But I think in Poland it will be most crazy like this this event, in my opinion. But 6 fights with Polish fighters in Polish UFC Fight Night. 8 Polish fighters in the roster. So I think that it will be not last visit in our country.
Well, hopefully not. If it's anything like the welcome that we've had already, our fighters that are here for the press conference, you got Mirko and Gabriel, and we've got Jan and Jimmy here, and the welcome that those guys have got throughout the city of Krakow this week has been exceptional. The welcome that we've got as the UFC has been exceptional this week. So we definitely want to come back. When you talk about what's next and will we come back and how, it's one of these questions of planning and making sure that we can absolutely fit it in with the calendar for the arena, the calendar of our fighters, and the calendar of the UFC. And when all those things come together, then we have the beautiful marriage that we have on April the 11th. So we're able to make sure that we come to the arenas. And please welcome us back. Make us come back. Show us what you have. Show us why we come back. Make more noise than the Irish fans did. Blow the roof off. That's what we want to see on the night.
Okay, so I talked with Polish fans about it. It's a great idea to make. Do you like? What do you think about Polish women?
I refuse to answer that question. I'm a married man.
Okay, but I said about it because Joannie Jędrzejczyk fight in the UFC. Will have Izabela Badurek. Why Izabela Badurek? How it happened that she will be fight for the UFC?
Okay, well, firstly, apologies. I thought you were asking me a different question completely. What I thought about women in general, rather than the Polish fighters on our card. I think it's an amazing opportunity that Joanna has, going to fight for the world title. I met Joanna for the first time, actually, only a couple of months ago when she joined us for the fight in Stockholm in the Tele2 Arena. And what a fantastic girl, unbelievable. Her dedication to the sport, her athleticism is something to behold. And what a great thing it would be if she can come back in a couple of weeks' time with the UFC championship belt draped over her shoulder.
It will be crazy for us, I think.
It will be absolutely crazy, but there's one problem. There's another girl in the octagon with her.
I understand.
And that's the beauty of the fight game. You don't know what's going to happen. Nobody can predict. But I'm sure she'll do her best, and it's a great thing. But I think what you're seeing between Isabella and Joanna is the growth of MMA in the country is not confined to just male. There's a female piece as well. And women are training within MMA, not just to fight, but to be fit, because they see how fit these athletes are, and they see the opportunity to use a different sport than anything else. And I think the growth of the sport will just continue and continue and continue in this country, through the likes of Jan Blachowicz, through the likes of Joanna.
Yes, we will see 3 women's fights in Poland. This is your strategy for Europe, for exactly, or this is your strategy for all countries promoting women's fights?
We've only actually, in Europe, Middle East and Africa, in our organisation, we've actually only had one woman on the card before, which was at our Manchester event back in 2013. And I think what's happened now is the opportunity is there, especially after us having the new weight division, which is the straw weight. So now we've got bantamweight and we've got straw weight. It gives us more opportunities to express ourselves through through women's fighting. What we're seeing coming out of that is we will have Joanna Calderwood on the card. We will have Aisling Daly from my home country on the card, and then we've got a Polish fighter on the card. So I think everything's lining up in the right way. It's not so much a strategy that's what we want to do going forward, but that's definitely down to our matchmakers and Sean Shelby, who looks after the women's division, to decide what fights are the right fights for, number one, the athlete, and number two, then the fans.
Okay. How long do you think about make price of the tickets? It was a very long time, or you see what's happened with another Polish federations. Do you know which these tickets was priced? How you make this decision?
Well, we make the decision. We got a team of people in our events and operations department who sit down and work out what's the right price for the market. It's not about just it's a UFC fight and here's what we have to charge. So we look at the market. We've decided to go on sale for this event at 100 zlotys. So if you want to spend 100 zlotys, that you'll get a ticket for the event. If you want to spend more money and you want to sit octagon side like a wealthy guy like yourself, well then you can, and that'll be a great opportunity for everybody. So we want to make sure as many people at all price levels can access the arena. Now, we've taken advice on that, but we've taken the advice from different people like our ticket partner, Eventum. We've taken advice from the arena, and we have our own knowledge as well as to what our fight fans will want to part with. But what I will tell you is that we're standing here now on the day that the newsletter code has gone out for people who want to enter the pre-sale. If this level of sales stays going, we will be sold out before the weekend. So if people want to buy a ticket, get on now, get on to eventum.pl now and get your ticket. Don't be disappointed.
Yes, I know that it was very good news about a ticket for the UFC. But for the end, I think I must ask you about another Polish fighters. Do you think about another Polish fighters in your roster?
Well, we've got 8 Polish fighters at the moment, and I'm sure that anybody who enters into mixed martial arts and wants a career in mixed martial arts will be looking to the biggest and the best in the world. So people absolutely want to make sure that they fight in the UFC. That's not my decision. It's not anybody's decision. That's the athlete's decision. They have to be able to make that themselves. They have to practice, they have to train, they have to work hard, and they have to get themselves up the ladder, and then hopefully they get picked to enter into the UFC.
So we wait for another Polish fighters in the UFC, and we wait for the first event. So it's very, very, for me, it's very crazy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.